Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about cell phone photography, and this lighting tutorial today is going to be about cell phone photography, how to use our cell phone for our assignment this week, which is going to be a continuation from last week on reflective light and using reflector. So let's get started. Today we're going to go to our kitchen. We're going to pick a food product, which is my apple. And again, part of our assignment this week is to find a food, some kind of prop that you can use for your assignment today so we can photograph with your cell phone. So again, I decided to use my apple. We're going to add a fork and a spoon in our second shot. And then again, we're going to shoot both a vertical and a horizontal framing with our cell phone. So now I've arranged my apple, and I've done something a little creative. I've cut up my apple to slices just to do something a little bit more creative. So here, as you can see, I've got my apple, I've got my apples, and again, you want to set up your food so that your food has a shadow on one side and a highlight on the other side. So my window is facing this direction, and you can see the shadow side is on this side of my apple, which is on your left. So what I want to do is I'm going to take a photograph with my cell phone. I'm going to do before and after, both as vertical portrait or a landscape horizontal shot. So let's go ahead and try that. So again, I'm going to use my cell phone. I'm going to basically go to my focus application. I'm going to open my focus application, and this first one I'm going to go and I'm going to do a vertical shot. So I'm going to compose my image prop set up with a shadow and highlight before my reflector. So now that we photographed our apple with the slices with no reflector, what we're going to do now is we're going to bring in a reflector to fill in light into the shadow. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in the board we used last week. And again, what's nice about this aluminum foil, I just take and I wrap it around my board here. It's not the fanciest, but all we need is some light. As you can see, my light is coming in from this direction, so I want to aim my reflector where the aluminum foil is so that I'm getting most of the light in here, and this looks to be about the best position. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add my other props, my fork and my spoon, just to give a little different composition. So I'm going to shoot one shot without fill so that we have a shadow and we have a highlight. I'm going to photograph it both vertical and horizontal. So let's go ahead and take a look. This looks a little busy, so I'm going to recrop this. Again, I'm working with the lines, so we have some nice lines and shape with our props. So here I came back and I repositioned my camera so I have a little bit higher angle. I've adjusted my spoon and my fork so that we have a little bit better image of our setup here. And I decided to add back my slices. So now we have our finished setup here with our utensils, and this is without a reflector. So in our last scene here, we have our apple, our silverware, and our fork. Now we have our final setup with our reflector, which is over here to the left, facing in the direction of the light, which is coming through my window. So here we have our finished setup. Great. So again, everybody have fun. Play around with your composition. Play around with your framing. Again, this should be a fun shot. Take your props, start with your basic props and build on it. So I shall see you next week. Have a good weekend. Stay safe.